Megan Fox.
And Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox writes at PJ Media.
Eat Tucker.
And that was your last.
Damn it, man. I cried for 2 days.
Megan, thank you very much for that.
So, I can explain the bed thing.
If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake. Crawl there.
It's like Jesus going into the temple. He's like, I got a whip. Get out! Get out! The lovely and wonderful Megan Fox. Not that one.
Not that one. Not the weird one that drinks blood in his toe thumb.
Megan Fox.
Megan. And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
She's the devil.
Megan Fox. Megan Fox.
I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that.
You've never met a like me. You want to tangle? You want to go? Holy sh**.
Too much cussing on this. I guess we didn't bleep it, so we got to turn it off. But it's
You pissed off the wrong woman.
oh my God, I have been assaulted, but Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother.
She's the devil.
Not for publication.
The story.
I'm Megan Fox. Thank you. Cheers.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Megan Fox. I hope you can hear me okay and I'm not muted or anything. I haven't done this in a while. It's gonna be like getting back up on the horse again. See if I can ride this horse. I've missed you guys. Life has been a little difficult around here. You guys know everybody has been sick for a while. And on top of that, you know, we are dealing with some stressful stuff going on with illness, serious illness of someone we love. And so, you know, everybody is just stressed out around here. So I apologize for being gone almost all of last week. And, but I'm back and I'm trying to get back into the swing of things here. And a new case has come to my attention that I thought we should talk about because, you know, I love cases that I really like to talk about, especially include bad judges. We're going to talk about a new bad judge today in Florida, of all places. Why are they always in Florida? This one is in the Miami area. His name is Judge Thomas Rebull, and that's Rebull. And also, this case involves kind of some high-profile people. Kelly Hyman is the plaintiff in the case. And she is a Fox News contributor. She's on court TV all the time. In fact, she was just on about the Sarah Boone case. She is a media person. I mean, I don't know if you would call her, she's kind of like a TV journalist. She's a lawyer. But this case is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So the case is kind of boring. I mean, except if you consider it boring, that Kelly Hyman tried to make her father homeless. Yes, that's what this is about. She tried to evict him from the house he was living in, claiming it was hers and that it wasn't in a trust. She lost. We're going to go over all of this And this is going to be very interesting. So this is one of the worst orders I've ever seen in my whole life. That was done by Judge Thomas Rebull. How are you, chat? How are you? I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way in here and subscribe, and make sure that you share the stream. Robert says, don't get me sick, Megan. You never know around here. I mean, my goodness. So far, I have avoided the sickness. My kids have been sick, though. I have avoided it. Although the other day, they had like a stomach thing. And maybe 2 days ago, we went out to eat. I don't remember what day it was. Sunday. Yeah. And I get home and I start feeling queasy. And I'm like, oh no, it's finally going to hit me. So I'm all dramatic. I lay in bed. I'm like, okay, I'm down for the count. I'm just going to lay here until it hits me. I tell my husband, I think I'm getting sick. And nothing. So I'm fine. Except some insomnia. I have had a hard time sleeping. Last night I got good sleep, but the night before I didn't sleep at all. So anyway, that's where we're at. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Super chats, of course, are always appreciated. And if you want to reach out on Cash App or Venmo or any of the other ways to do it, I will put that up on the bottom of the screen as soon as I edit this. Also, we are live on Rumble. How you doing over there, Rumble? If you want to go to my Rumble channel and subscribe over there, there's no censorship over there. We love that about Rumble. And I did pop out the chat so I could see you. Rumble Ghetto, how you doing over there? Hey, Jen Thunder and hi, Nada. You don't have sound over there? Looks like YouTube's okay with sound. Let me know on Rumble if you guys are having trouble. If you are, it will appear to be a Rumble problem, a Rumble exclusive problem. Okay. Brandis never got a notification. I know YouTube does that because YouTube is asshole. So if you want a notification, you should follow me at Locals, meganfox.locals.com, where we have live chats going every day. If you want to subscribe, it's $5 a month, but you can follow me and get notifications for free. You don't have to pay for that. If you want to participate in the live chat there, then you need to pay the $5. But if you don't want to participate in live chat and you just want to get notifications, just go there, meganfox.locals.com, and follow, and you will get notifications. Okay. Rumble's very good with notifications. So is Locals. You'll get more notifications from Locals than you even want. So yeah. I'm on my second cup of coffee. I don't really feel myself until I'm on my third. All right, let's get into it. Now, obviously, this has been a very long, ongoing case. We are not going to get into all the details of it. But when a judge orders articles taken down offline, I aim to read them all. I aim to misbehave. When a bad judge gives an unconstitutional order, you should never follow it. And here's what I want to make clear. One of my favorite things to do is disobeying a bad judge. However, you must understand that you should never disobey a good judge. A good judge who's acting lawfully, who is ordering lawful orders, should always be obeyed. And judges should always be respected in court when they're being good judges and doing the job that the people have entrusted to them. But when they are bad judges and when they do illegal things and when they do unconstitutional things, they should never be obeyed. Never be obeyed. You should want to misbehave in that case. And I've had judges come after me and try to have my articles taken down offline at pjmedia.com. I will be writing about this case, by the way, because this is something that needs widespread attention. And I've had them come after me. I had an entire circuit court come after me from Missouri. The district in St. Louis with 31 judges tried to tell pjmedia.com to take down a recording that I had published that came from inside one of their courtrooms. For one, the state of Missouri has no jurisdiction over me in New York. They have no jurisdiction over PJ Media that's based in Virginia. And they have no right to tell me to take down anything. But they try to do that through fear and intimidation. And this order that this judge issued in this case, Hyman v. Dowd. Unbelievable. Wait till we get to it. This is going to be great. All right. I have this all set up. And by the way, just so you guys know who are listening now, if you want What the Hales updates, we will be having a huge show tonight, Tuesday with Tug, on my channel at 8 p.m. Please make sure that you retune back in at 8 p.m. because we are going to have stuff that's going to blow your mind. Remember all that evidence that Lynette Preston said she had, and she got cheated out of showing to an Ohio judge and cheated out of showing to the judge in Florida, all that? Well, I have all of it. I have every piece of evidence that she was going to submit to the court, and we're going to go over it tonight and see if this evidence that she refused to give in her deposition, that John Cook refused to give in his deposition, that, you know, they keep saying, we have all this evidence and here's the videos. Well, I have it all. We're going to go over it and see, does their story line up? So that'll be tonight at 8 p.m. Make sure you tune in. Also, we will have some serious tea. So do not miss it because Tug and I are really looking forward to that. Okay, here we go. What do I want to share first? This one. All right. Do I need to make this bigger? Does that make any difference at all? No, I like this better. Okay. Rebull CTO slams judge's order in Kelly Hyman lawsuit. A Florida judge has issued an order to remove over 100 web pages. Imagine the chutzpah of a judge who would try to do this. He wants 100 pages removed, you guys. 100 websites. Discussing a lawsuit, a public lawsuit, by the way, involving TV legal commentator Kelly Hyman and her father. The order issued by Judge Thomas, I don't know if it's Rebull or Rebull, I'm just calling him Rebull, also bans negative comments about Hyman and her husband, former Judge Paul Hyman. She's married to a judge, of course. Of course she is. And prohibits sharing court documents. Oh, just wait for it. I'm going to share them all over the place. This is so insane. Rebull CTO David Schwartz criticized this order, calling it the worst legal take of all time. Well, I don't know if it's the worst, but it's pretty bad. It's one of the worst. But faced criticism for his stance. I don't know who would criticize this man, but this is absolutely right. Bad legal takes, by the way, He put out the judge's order and said, and David Schwartz retweeted it saying possibly the worst legal take of all time. Let's actually read this order. Let's get over to the screenshot here so we can know what we're talking about because this is really something. Let me open in a new tab though so we can get closer. There we go. Embiggen. That's what she said. All right. In the Circuit Court of the 11th Judicial Circuit in and for Miami-Dade County, Florida. Here we go. Plaintiffs Kelly Hyman versus her father, Arnold Dowd. Order on plaintiff Kelly Hyman's motion to correct clerical error in judgment order. This cause, having come before the court for hearing on March 11th, 2024, on plaintiff Kelly Hyman's motion to correct clerical error in judgment or order, the court having reviewed the motion, it is hereby ordered and adjudged as followed. This order requires the taking down or deletion or de-indexing the following links on the internet. This judge thinks he can memory hold the internet. He deserves all the ridicule you can possibly throw his way. This judge needs to be a meme. A meme, I tell you. So then there are some links here. And then we need to get to the second page. Hang on. Where's the second page? There we go. And not limited to any reference to Hyman. So also any reference to Hyman as an adulteress, a blackmailer, whore, despicable, liar, and any or derogatory or negative comments about Kelly Hyman. What a bitch this woman must be. What a bitch. Yeah, he does belong on the wall. We're not allowed to call Kelly Hyman any names, folks. A public figure, by the way, a commentator on court TV, Fox News. Really, Kelly? Nobody's allowed to have a negative opinion of you? Have you heard of the Streisand effect? Yeah, what a last name. Remove or cause to be removed any derogatory reference to Paul G. Hyman Jr., her husband and former judge, including but not limited to any reference to him as prenup Paul. So from here on out, we're calling him prenup Paul. I have no idea what that even references. And I looked through all the articles searching diligently for prenup Paul to understand the context. And I haven't been able to find it because it's probably been removed. So if anybody out there knows what the prenup Paul is about, I want to know. But we're going to call him that from now on. Hashtag prenup Paul, everyone. I think everyone should start tweeting hashtag prenup Paul. Any judicial complaint. Oh, we can't. What? Any derogatory reference to prenup Paul or any judicial complaint filed against him? What? We're not allowed to read his judicial complaints? Oh, fuck off. Or any derogatory comment about him, including but not limited to any alleged misconduct. OMG, it's like this judge does not know Americans at all. You can't tell us not to touch the thing. We're going to touch the thing. The second the government tells me not to touch that thing, I'm like, I'm going to touch it. I'm going to touch the butt. I mean, this is so nuts. I don't think I've ever seen an order this crazy before. Remove and cause to be removed statements, documents, videos, and or postings about this lawsuit, Kelly Hyman v. Arnold Alex Dowd, related to the house, and there's an address. We're not going to talk about that. Any communication between Kelly Hyman and Arnold Alex Dowd and or any libelous, defamatory, and or slanderous websites, videos, internet posts, and or social media posts about Kelly Hyman. Now, wait a minute. Let's back up. Hold on. This is serious. If there are defamatory posts, if there are defamatory websites about this case or these people, that has to be adjudicated in a civil suit. So she would have to sue those people in civil court for defamation. She can't just get a judge in a different case to be like, take down all the stuff. No. You have to actually go. She would have to pay big money to sue these media outlets, to sue whoever she thinks is defamatory, and then get a judgment from a jury. This is nuts. This is circumventing our system. I mean, this was not a defamation case. This was a case about assets and a family dispute. So, yeah, and freedom of the press. Like, what is wrong with these people? I don't know what's wrong with this judge, but he needs to be disbarred. I think any judge that would issue an order like this should immediately be stepped off the bench and then taken to criminal court and taken to criminal court for violating the rights of the people of the United States, which I think should come with heavy penalties, the same kind of penalties that come with murder, because you're murdering someone's liberty and you're doing it under the color of law. And that should be now before you get really mad at him, he did vacate this order somewhat. So, because he knew as soon Mark Randazza was hired on behalf of the journalist affected to put in a motion, making this stop. And the judge did vacate the portion of the article that was trying to remove stuff from the internet. But he should never have written this order in the first place. Never have written this order in the first place. And the order, we'll get to the new order and how it's written. The new order is still terrible because the new order still violates the First Amendment rights of the defendant. Okay. And judges love to do that, by the way. Bad judges love to violate the rights of the First Amendment rights of the litigants in their court through gag orders that are illegal and unconstitutional and all kinds of other things. Okay, here we go. All right, so this judge thought he could make any statements and videos, posts, anything taken down. About Kelly Hyman, Paul G. Hyman, Kaylee Hyman, or Zachary Hyman. I guess those are her kids. I don't know. Which was or is created directly or indirectly by Dowd. Number 3. Dowd directly or indirectly shall not create any new aliases or use any old alias to post, host, or make available any statement regarding Kelly Hyman. This is so against the First Amendment. He's not allowed to talk about her. He's not allowed to talk about this case. His own daughter brings him to court, sues him, tries to get him evicted from the home he lives in, and he's not allowed to talk about it via the internet, television, radio, print, or any other forms of media. Sir, Mr. Dowd, you're welcome to come on here and talk about it, but I think that the judge will probably throw you in jail because this part of the order is still standing after the vacating. This order does not modify or alter the settlement agreement of the parties or any prior order. Oh, what just happened? No, go back. This order does not modify or alter the settled agreement of the parties or any prior order of this court, and that the settlement agreement and all prior orders of this court remain in full force and effect. This order, along with any court documents related directly or indirectly to this matter, is prohibited from being posted. He doesn't want the order posted, including but not limited to any website and or social media or internet. Well, I've got one thing to say to you, Judge Rebull, about not posting your order. One thing, hold on. Just want to make sure he sees. What? We can't post, it's the double bird. We can't post your order that you made in a courtroom, a public courtroom, where we have a constitutional right to see what is happening in court. Are you kidding me? You've got to be out of your tree. You can't, this order, along with any court documents related to the case, are prohibited from being posted. Wow. Yeah, denied. Sit down. Where's my button? Oh, I moved buttons around.
Denied. Sit down.
I mean, this guy has got to be kidding. Yeah, the American people deny your order, Judge. We are denying you. Sit down. Okay, so now you know this ridiculous order. That's the order. Let's go back to the article. Attorney Laura Powell, and she's got a great thread on this, shared an X post explaining Hyman's case. Hyman, a television legal commenter, sued her father, Arnold Alex Dowd, over property ownership. Dowd, the former mayor of Miami Beach. So we're talking about two public officials, two high-profile people, and this judge thinks nobody can post orders or documents from this case. This is so crazy. I love this. The former mayor of Miami Beach, Florida, was indicted on 41 counts of bribery. Hyman convinced the judge to issue an order in her favor, but Powell pointed out several problems with the ruling. Yeah, let's go over Kelly's post because it's good. All right. So, Laura's post. She says, Kelly Hyman is a TV legal commentator who sued her father over ownership of a home. Somehow she managed to convince a Florida state court judge, Judge Rebull, to issue an insane order that purports to require that over 100 web pages that discuss the lawsuit, including the attempt to silence discussion of the lawsuit, be removed from the internet. It even goes so far as to attempt to entirely ban any derogatory or negative comment about Kelly or her husband, who is also a government official. By the way, Paul Hyman's a former federal judge. A former federal judge cannot tell the American people, we can't say negative things about him. Wait till you see his hair, by the way. It's absolutely freaking hysterical. I can't wait to make fun of Judge Hyman. And I'm surprised he ever saw a Hyman, to tell you the truth. Wait till you see his picture. And then it purports to prohibit anyone from posting copies of any court documents related to the case. A few problems. One, the court has no jurisdiction over the parties responsible for posting those articles and other content. Right. That's exactly why the Missouri court had no cause or authority over me. I'm in a different state. The state of Missouri, a Missouri judge cannot reach across state lines and pull a journalist from New York into their jurisdiction and demand they do things. That's not how states' rights work. You're not a federal judge maybe can do that, although they shouldn't. A federal judge has more jurisdiction, but I still don't even think that a federal judge, because federal courts are certain districts. I mean, maybe a federal judge in my district would have more authority to do that. But yeah, not a state court. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. 2, anyone affected by the order has a right to be notified about and involved in the litigation. Yes, good point. So you can't just, Kelly started issuing takedown notices as soon as she got her order. And she's sending all these takedown notices to all these different media outlets. And they're like, no. Except for CBS, because they're a bunch of cucks who took down their article. But I found it on the Wayback Machine. Oh, thank you, MG Law. It's always good to have a lawyer in the chat so he can answer my questions. He says a federal judge only has jurisdiction within his district. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. The judges don't have all-encompassing power to just reach from one state to another and just violate the First Amendment all over the place. It's crazy. Hey, 832 of you here. That's a much bigger crowd than I expected for an off-topic stream. So please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And of course, super chats are very welcome because I didn't work all last week and I need to get caught up. Cynthia Firefairy 42, thanks for being a member for 5 months. Not streaming? I just thought it was your new gaming addiction that you were hanging out at the arcade. Yeah, I actually didn't get to do much gaming and I would like to. But I've just had a really, really busy, crazy time. So I'm back, though. Let's see. I was going to come back yesterday. And right before I was going to get ready to go live, I got a call from the school and another problem with sick kid. And so, that got derailed. All right. Let's see. And number 3, free speech. Duh. Unfortunately, some news organizations appear to have complied nonetheless. Yeah, CBS. MG says Megan is busting this Hyman order up. Hey, Joe, thanks for the 20 super sticker. I love you. Hey, Joe, it's good to see you. You're such a loyal member of this channel. I appreciate you a lot. Brandis Abercrombie, member for 3 months. Love all your content. She says, thank you, Brandis. I appreciate you as well. All right. Feel free to exercise your First Amendment right to discuss the case. Links to more information in the comments. I should warn you that it's possible your posts will be added to an unconstitutional and unenforceable court order in the future. But I think that's a small risk to take to teach these people a lesson on free speech and the Streisand effect. She's absolutely correct. And the only response to this is to read everything they don't want you to read and to ridicule these people and to make fun of them. And it's crazy. I love this woman, Laura Powell. Congratulations, Laura. Thank you for taking it to this judge and just spitting in his face on this because he deserves it. He deserves it. Laura then said some pro bono attorneys just filed a motion challenging the order on behalf of one of the targets. This article summarizes the action. And we will get into that. I just want to, before we get into he did vacate it. She says a couple hours ago, the judge vacated the prior order to the extent it can be read or interpreted to apply to anyone other than the parties to this action. But the problem is that you can't apply it to the parties in the action either, because Mr. Dowd has a right to free speech too. And you cannot tell him he's not allowed to tell the world what happened to him in a public courtroom or what his daughter did to him. This is the same thing that's going on with Jeremy Hales and Lynette Preston. That bad judge, Judge DeThomasis, tried to tell him he wasn't allowed to talk about his life. That's crazy. He's allowed to talk about his neighbors. He's allowed to do that. Now, if he says something defamatory, if he makes defamatory and untrue statements, they have a right to take him to court for defamation. but they don't have a right to seek a judge to go judge shopping around and look for a judge who will issue unlawful restraining orders to restrain speech. And that was the whole thing that got me interested in the What the Hales case in the first place. Oh, Catherine, are you talking about Judge Rebull? She says, oh no, another judge who lost the election but was appointed by the governor a couple months later. It gets worse. He was handed his re-election in 2022 because the election was canceled. Deja vu. Are you talking about Thomas Rebull? Interesting. Jem says, if the live tonight is about Lynette's evidence, does that mean it's going to be already a short live? Actually, no, I think it's going to be quite long because there's a lot of timestamps to go through. You know, when I don't know why in the world she kept saying, I don't have the videos. I don't have the videos. It's literally the timestamps and everything are in her 300-page supplemental that she gave to the court. The links and the timestamps, she put them in there, but she kept telling everybody she didn't know what they were. So we're going to go over them tonight and see if we find anything that we think is, good evidence. Yes, every social media platform should cover this case. Yeah, this judge deserves it, whether he vacated the illegal order or not. I don't agree with, okay, I did reach out to the reporter who was affected by this, Eugene Volkov. I can't say his name properly. I'm really sorry if I'm saying it wrong. And he wrote me back and he said that he gives the judge credit for vacating the order. And I told him, I said, well, I don't agree with that. I don't give him credit for vacating this obviously ridiculous and illegal order he should never have written in the first place. He just should never have written it. Anyone who's gone through law school, a person with a law degree, should understand that this is an illegal order. You cannot restrain the media. You cannot restrain the media and take down. There's a well-known adage in the court system. The toothpaste is out of the tube. This is actually a legal argument. The toothpaste is out of the tube. You can't put it back. Have you ever tried? You can't. So in the Missouri case, I would have won that case too if they had been able to take me, to court about putting out a recording, because the toothpaste is out of the tube. It has already been served to the public. They have already seen it. There is no going back, and you don't get to take it down. You just don't. You cannot do that. And in a in a society that says we are a free speech loving people, we don't put the toothpaste back in the tube. We don't censor stuff. We don't. Now, if again, your remedy, if it's defamatory or untrue, is to go sue whoever did it. And you can sue media companies, you can sue journalists for defamation, but good luck if there's any grain of truth in it. You can't, MG says, you can't put the shit back in the bowl. Exactly. So it's always better, by the way, when you think that you see that a judge is issuing illegal gag orders, put it up, get it out, share it out, read it. It's the only way to preserve our freedom in this country, is to do the thing they don't want you to do. Read the thing they don't want you to read. He's banning his own court records. Instead of book banning, he's court record banning. During Ban Books Week, we should put Judge Rebull at the top of it. Judge Rebull tried to ban us from reading an entire public case in Florida. Ridiculous. All right, let's go back. Let's get the background on this case before we get to the vacating. We'll get to the vacating stuff, but I want to do the overview of this case. So let's get over to that. And then we're going to read all the articles that the judge tried to ban from the internet, including CBS's article. And they took it down because they're a bunch of, I guess they're a bunch of cowardly cucks. That's all I can think, is that they don't have their reporters' backs. And my editors would never do that to me. Never. In fact, when the Missouri court system came after me and they went to my editors and said, you must take this down. And they sent this very official looking, scary, letter about, oh, she violated our court rules, Missouri rule .1. whatever. My editors came to me and asked me about it. Legal department asked me about it. And I said, no, they have no jurisdiction. I think we should leave it up. And they went, yep. And I'm not even sure if they responded. I think they got no response from us. I think PJ Media was just like, round file, right? It's right in the garbage, which is right where this order should go, right in the garbage. Even the judge knew that. All right. It's not Levy County. It's Miami-Dade. Apparently, all of Florida has a real big problem. All right, here we go. Hyman v. Dowd. This is by Cynthia Conlon. She wrote this in 2016. And so this case has been ongoing for a very long time. Hyman v. Dowd, a family feud over corporate ownership and control. When unwritten, misunderstood intentions drive a steel wedge between family members. Let me see if I can make this bigger. An interesting case in the latest Florida Law Weekly about a family feud over corporate ownership caught my eye, and it includes a few lessons for people going into business with others. The setting is Miami Beach. The cast involves Alex Dowd, former Miami Beach mayor and author of Sins of South Beach, the true story of corruption, violence, murder, and the making of Miami Beach, and his daughter, lawyer Kelly Hyman. According to the case, the story started in April 2005 when Ms. Hyman formed a corporation to purchase some apartment units in Miami Beach. In the papers filed with the state, Ms. Hyman identified herself as incorporator, a director, and registered agent. Through the company, Ms. Hyman bought property for $637,500. By signing a personal guarantee, she enabled the corporation to secure a $500,000 loan for it. The rest of the purchase price, however, plus closing costs, were paid by Titan Signs, Inc., a corporation owned and controlled by her father, Mr. Dowd. After the purchase, Mr. Dowd moved into one of the units and managed the rentals. He used his trust to cover any shortfall for property expenses that collected rents did not cover. Based on these facts, and not knowing any history of either of the parties, I thought, wow, what a good dad. He not only contributes $137,500, but also takes $137,500, but also takes the position of managing the apartments and making sure out of his own personal funds that the expenses are covered. Apparently, however, things were not so sunny in this particular Miami Beach complex. I like the way this woman writes. It's very it's got a storytelling vibe. Ms. Hyman filed a lawsuit against her father. Imagine the kind of person who files a lawsuit against her own dad. I mean, I realize not all dads are good, but this one seems to be okay. She filed a lawsuit against her father to determine the company's ownership. She argued that she was the corporation's sole shareholder and Titan Signs' contribution was either a gift or an advance on her inheritance. Oh my God. What an entitled little shit. What an entitled little shit. Her dad gives her the rest of the money to buy this property, investment property, and even manages it for her. And she's like, no, it was a gift. I want the whole thing in my name. Kelly, you're an entitled little shit. Is that a derogatory comment? You don't like being online? A web search revealed more complexities than I saw in the 3rd District Court of Appeals opinion. In 2014, when the case was in litigation, the Miami Herald published a story that would be apt for an evening drama. Screenwriters take note. Oh, did they take it down yet? Wait, let me look. Ooh, this was one I hadn't seen. We'll have to read that one next. Perfect. It's still up. Cheers to the Miami Herald for keeping up their coverage. Yeah, spoiled much? Exactly. All right. Lawsuit culminates in a 2-day trial. After years of litigation, the trial court in Dade County held a 2-day non-jury trial, after which it rendered a 13-page final decree detailing the evidence adduced at trial, extensive findings of fact and conclusions of law. During the trial, both father and daughter testified regarding their perception of the corporation's ownership. Mr. Dowd testified that his intent was that his trust owned all the shares, while Hyman testified that she was the sole owner of all the corporation's shares. The trial court concluded the Titan's signed payment towards acquisition of the property was not an advancement of Hyman's inheritance, and that 1, Hyman owns 50% of the corporation, Dowd owns 50% of the corporation. Both Hyman and Dowd's shares in the corporation are to be held by Dowd's trust. Dowd is entitled to reside in the property for the remainder of his life. She tried to evict her own father and make him homeless, the man who gave her the remainder of the money to buy her investment property. What? I'm blown away by this. What a greedy, grubbing, grafting, grasper is the word I was looking for. That was a quadruple alliteration. I almost did it. I almost got through it without screwing it up. Man, greed. Greed will make you try to evict your own father and make him homeless. If Rosalind's here, oh yeah, there she is. Rosalind. I think we have another candidate for Scummy Cahunts. If you, I wonder what she thinks of that name. So after the trial, they kissed and made up, right? Wrong. Ms. Hyman appealed this final decree, arguing that the trial court's factual findings were erroneous. 2, the trial court erred in granting her dad a life estate to the property. And 3, the trial court's decreed remedy relating to the corporate stock was not authorized under Chapter 86 of Florida statutes, Florida's Declaratory Judgment Act. Much like a trial court case, an appellate process is lengthy, expensive, and time-consuming. So way to spend all your inheritance, ya ass. You took your dad to court, the one you want an inheritance from, and you're going to drain him of your inheritance through court? I mean, what a vindictive hoe. I mean, goodness gracious. Yeah, and she's married to a judge. Mm-hmm. He's a former federal judge. You have to draft and submit a detailed appellate brief, which must be intensely researched and edited, and the respondent submits a response brief. And then there is a final reply brief plus occasional motions. And sometimes oral arguments. By the way, the docket, there are over 400 filings in this case. It's huge. And sometimes oral arguments, not those kind of oral arguments. Not in the appeals court. That's just in Laura Owen's world. Essentially, appealing an order is not a matter of just pressing a button.
Denied. Sit down.
But it should be. Here, however, Ms. Hyman filed her appeal and lost. The Second District Court of Appeals expressed what to Ms. Hyman must have stung. First, we note that the trial court provided the precise declaration sought by Hyman in her complaint, to wit, a declaration of the ownership structure of the corporation. While the result was not what Hyman had hoped for, it can hardly be argued that the trial court did not accomplish the very task for which Hyman employed Florida's Declaratory Judgment Act. Basically, be careful what you wish for. It also explained that because the parties had not memorialized the corporation's ownership with a written shareholder agreement, articles of incorporation, or a corporate resolution, the trial court did exactly what it was supposed to do: adjudicate the corporation's ownership structure in light of the parties' vastly different views of the corporation's ownership. So she asked them to do this thing because there's no definition of her corporation, and the trial court found that they own it 50-50. And she cannot have daddy's house, and she cannot have daddy's shares. God, this woman is in need of a serious, she needs to go pick her own switch, as my grandmother would say. This is really sad. It's a sad story. I can't imagine how Mr. Dowd feels. You know, as a parent, you put so much time and effort and expense into your children, and you hope that you teach them to be good people. That's really a parent's only hope, right? To keep them out of jail and make them functioning members of society, and teach them morality and to respect their parents and love their neighbor. And to have your daughter grow up to be someone who would drag you to court, to evict you from your home, and bankrupt you through endless appeals must be really painful. And I'm very sorry for him. I mean, it's just, this is outrageous. No, his name is not Will Dowd. It's a D-A-O-U-D, and his first name is Arnold. Dowd is spelled strange. D-A-O-U-D. But it's a really sad case. It's just awful. Maybe I should go up here. No, that's too weird. There? Yeah, here. There's better. Blah, blah, blah. Florida's Declaratory Judgment Act gives Florida Circuit Courts jurisdiction to declare rights, status, and other equitable or legal relations. And frankly, I think that what the trial court came to, giving them both 50-50 ownership, was actually very generous to her, because her father appears to be doing most of the management and made it possible for her to actually invest. And it wasn't her money she put in. She got a loan. She's probably paying it back with daddy's money. It's just terrible. I mean, he's managing the thing. He's making it profitable. He's got, getting the rents in. That's probably what she's paying it back with, is the rents from the investment property, right? The rents that she's not managing. She's not living there dealing with renters. Okay. Man, I just feel so bad for him. My dad is the kind of dad who would do something like that for me, help me get an investment property. And I just can't even imagine the kind of betrayal that's involved after your dad helps you with something like that, to try to take it all away from him. All right, let's see. Man, I'm just thinking about how, that would kill my dad. That would absolutely destroy him if one of his children did that to him. My God, what a terrible thing to do. I don't even care. There's he went to jail for some time for some tax evasion, which, I don't know, American hero, and taxation is theft. But there was also some bribery involved. I don't know. I'd have to know the details to know what I think about that. But even so, that's your dad. It's your dad. And here he is helping you out, and you take him to court. Kelly Hyman, yuck. She's a bankrupt kind of person. She has a moral bankruptcy that needs maybe therapy. But she needs to go get some help, because this is gross. This is so gross. I hate this. Where was I? Okay, citing to the Florida Supreme Court's opinion, Martinez v. Scanlon, the Second District Court of Appeals explained that in carrying out the statutorily mandated duties prescribed by Florida's Declaratory Judgment Act, Florida's trial courts must be offered broad, albeit not unbridled, remedial authority. And the moral of the story, 1, always get your intentions in writing. God, it's hard to believe that you would have to do that with your dad. I can imagine that my dad and I would not have anything in writing. We would just make an oral agreement that this is what we're doing. He's never asked me to sign anything, The fact that you need to get an in-writing agreement with your own daughter to make sure she doesn't destroy you in court. What a terrible daughter. I hope her children never do this to her. But if the law of the universe that you reap what you sow holds true, it'll be coming around, Kelly. Better be careful how you treat your kids. And actually, I don't even think it'll matter at this point, because she's shown such disrespect to her own father that her children see that. Even if you get into business with your own family members, you may wind up in a dispute. In any case, even where you are the best of friends, all hugs and smiles, it's good to express what each party wants in writing at the very beginning. This is good advice. There may be a material difference of intention that you may not learn about until it's too late. 2, the court can always determine your intentions for you, but it may not be what you want. If you did not memorialize your company's intentions and you cannot resolve your dispute, you can ultimately ask the courts to do it for you. And as stated in Hyman, the circuit courts have broad, albeit not unbridled, remedial authority for situations like this, which means what the trial court says is going to be what goes. So be careful before you ask the court to step in and solve your little family drama. However, the lawsuit will not be cheap or easy, and you won't necessarily win. Therefore, sometimes, such as in the case of Ms. Hyman here, be careful what you wish for. Diane Altland became a new member of the Fox Den. Welcome to the Fox Den, Diane. It's weird in here. You'll get used to the strange noises and the cackling. It's okay, though. It'll be all right. Thank you for joining. Rosalind, the bad seed, the rotten hymen, the broken hymen. Yeah, there's so many possibilities. If you sue a family member, your relationship may never mend. Litigation is not always worth it, especially if it's against someone close to you. Actually, I would say litigation is rarely worth it. You have to be really sure you have a good case and that you have a good lawyer and that you understand what the outcome is going to be, because litigation is draining and it takes forever, especially after COVID. I have seen many lawsuits between family members and former best friends. Once you get the courts involved, it can inevitably drive a permanent wedge between the parties. In this situation, the parties will always be father and daughter, but their lives will be forever changed. It's a situation most people would never want to be in. Well, except for Kelly. Kelly Hyman apparently has no problem being in a shitty relationship with her own dad. It's disgusting. All right, let's get back to my little guide here. What's next? All right, let's talk about the CBS article that got taken down. Now, I found it on the Wayback Machine. Is it going to let me reopen it? If not, that's okay. I downloaded it and saved it as a PDF so I can open it. Yeah, it looks like it's having a hard time opening it. So let me open my PDF. Hold, please. Is Baby Squid in the chat? We got Baby Squid dancing. All right, I just made a new file. Where is it? Here it is. All right, let's move this to the screen over here. And now this is one of the articles. This is one of the articles that the judge didn't want you to read. So we're definitely going to do that. We're definitely going to read it. And CBS took it down because they decided not to stand up for the First Amendment. They decided to listen to a Florida state judge and violate the First Amendment rights of all of their readers. Oh, good. Baby Squid is rocking. Good. Does she get mad when I turn it off? All right. Tell her to count down from 3. Give me a big 3, 2, 1. Shake it, Baby Squid. She loves it so much. She's so cute. Little dance. All right, here we go. Sharing screen. There it is. No, it's the window. Right. Okay. Notorious father faces eviction by daughter. Now, this was June 27th, 2014. This is the CBS article, CBS News Miami, who took it down when ordered. Unbelievable. And one of the reasons why they did that, and I can tell you, they shouldn't have done it. They should have just ignored the thing totally. But a lot of times these news agencies, especially, so this is CBS Local, they're running out of money. Nobody watches them anymore. Nobody reads them anymore. So they're thinking, do we want to go to court and fight this, even though we know we can win it and spend all the legal, the money on the legal? It's an article from 2014. Or should we just take it down? So they just get rid of it to avoid the hassle and the expense. I still don't think that's a good reason, because this is a clearly unconstitutional order, and it was clearly going to be vacated. There's no way this was going to stand. So I think they should have fought it. Miami Beach. Alex Dowd was a vaunted 3-time mayor of Miami Beach. He traveled in the tunniest of circles. Tunniest is a good word. Hobnobbing with politicos, entertainers like Cab Calloway, pugilists like Sugar Ray Leonard and Muhammad Ali, and even had an audience with Her Majesty, the Queen of England. But Dowd's wonderful world came crashing down in the mid-90s when he was caught up in a corruption probe, convicted of bribery, tax evasion, and obstructing justice. Tax evasion? Not all heroes wear capes. And did 18 months in the federal pen. I wonder who he bribed. He was facing a lot more time, but cooperated with investigators, even wearing a wire as they sought more givers and takers in Miami Beach's than culture of graft. Well, I don't believe in graft or corruption, but tax evasion, you're not going to hear me complaining about that. Oh no, there's like a thing in front of it. Let's see if the other one, that's the problem with the Wayback sometime. Oh, it looks like the Wayback loaded, so let's go over there instead. It finally loaded. I think that one is not interrupted. Share screen. There we go. All right. Dowd, now 71, lives in a home in Miami Beach. Where did it go? What? Where did it go? Oh, lives in a home in Miami Beach that he bought in 2006. But he might not be living there much longer. He is being sued by someone who wants the house and wants him out of it. His daughter. Dowd's daughter, Kelly Hyman, an attorney with a high-powered Palm Beach law firm, has launched a double-barreled lawsuit seeking ownership of the house. She wants her father out. I really love her, Dowd said of his daughter as he talked across his dining room table Friday with CBS 4's Gary Nelson. Dowd says the suit his daughter brought over the house came like a knife to the heart. Yeah, I can imagine. Watch Gary Nelson's report here. Oh, we might have to do that. I wonder if it's still there. I bet it's not because CBS took everything down. Let's see. I'm going to go click on it and see if it loads. All right. Well, we'll wait for that to load. She served me with papers that said I had to leave within 15 days, and she's basically going to make me homeless, Dowd said. Dowd says when Kelly got married to her judge husband, she morphed from a loving, caring daughter to a wolf at the door. Oh, that's why they call him Prenup Paul. I just figured it out. Prenup Paul must have gotten a prenuptial agreement with Kelly to probably get his hands on daddy's money. How much you want to bet? That's my theory. I don't know if it's true, but that they call him Prenup Paul for a reason. It's probably why. I don't know why. Greed or money or whatever, why she turned on me, he said. But that doesn't seem like a very good strategy because your dad's the one in charge of your inheritance. So he can just write you out of the will, which is what I hope he did. Because she should be completely written out of the will for this. And she doesn't need it anyway. She's a big fancy lawyer and she's on Fox News all the time. They should get rid of her because nobody wants to hear from her after this. Dowd has stacks of court papers in the ongoing lawsuit that has been nasty. The conflict grew intense enough to draw police to the house on one occasion when Dowd said his daughter came to the property and there was a row. I think we say row. The ownership conflict centers around Dowd's purchase of the home in 2006 as his sizzling memoir, Sins of South Beach, detailing life on the take, was going to press. Dowd says his attorney advised him to purchase the house in the name of a corporation in order to protect it against potential libel suits arising from the tell-all book. Hang on, I'm just looking at the chat. At the time, my credit was lousy, Dowd added. He says he brought his daughter in to co-sign as a guarantor on the mortgage to the corporation. All right, Kate says, I assume there's more to the story. It would be useful to see the trust documents. It doesn't matter. The trial court and the appeals court, they ruled in Dowd's favor. They ruled against Hyman. So looking at the trust documents, for us, that would be pointless. That's the trial court's job to decide these disputes. And they did. And they said Hyman was wrong, that Kelly Hyman was wrong, that they both have equal shares in this corporation. So, the more to the story is, it's already been adjudicated and she lost. and it's been appealed and she lost. So dad sounds like a crook, says Kate. Well, yeah, he's a crook, but he's also still her dad. And in this particular case, the courts didn't find that he was a crook. The courts found that he had legitimate half ownership in this corporation. So yeah, no, I don't think seeing the trust documents would actually make any difference, because the court clearly looked at them and made their decision. And then it was backed up by the appellate court. Yeah, thank you, MG. We don't need to see the trust docs. The court made its findings and they were upheld on appeal. That means we can trust that our judicial system did the right thing. Most likely, it's not, I think this is still ongoing. She may be appealing again. I mean, she seems psycho to me. So he said at the time his credit was lousy. He says he brought his daughter in to co-sign as a guarantor on the mortgage to the corporation. Oh, so that's interesting. So he says she was helping him out. It was his investment property he wanted to buy. Oh, this is even worse. This is even worse. Kelly Hyman could not be reached for comment for this story, but a statement was provided to CBS 4 News. I formed the corporation, Bougainvillea Investments, that owns the house my father lives in. I incorporated the company, and I am the only person who signed any of the corporate documents on behalf of the company to acquire the house. Those documents reflect that I'm the only shareholder of the company. Again, the court disagreed. They said, no, her dad has 50%. I signed the contract of sale for the house. I obtained the financing for Bougainvillea to purchase the house, including submitting the credit application and personally guaranteeing the mortgage. The statement went on to say, despite the fact that I own the company, I discovered that my father was trying to take that ownership away from me, including changing the officers and directors on Sunbiz to remove me. After attempting to resolve matters with my father, which were not successful, I unfortunately had no choice but to file suit. I repeatedly offered my father an accommodation whereby he could stay in the house. Well, that's not what the court record shows. The court record shows that she issued eviction notices. I could show you that. That's on the docket. I already looked at that. Yeah, MG says sometimes the courts get it wrong, but for now the court judgment stands and we can comment based off the trial court and the appellate court rulings. Yeah, I would say that that the evidence here is pretty good in his favor, because we've got not only the trial court decision, but the appellate decision as well. Kevin Sheely says, sounds like gold fever. Yeah. And I mean, she's another one of these litigious lawyers, you know, she just, it's funny how these cases come up. There's always a litigious lawyer involved. I'm starting to understand why all the jokes about bad lawyers exist. Hyman's statement claims her father has the means to find housing comparable to the home he now lives in on Michigan Avenue, built in 1940 and showing its age. Well, so what? He doesn't want to move, and he's your dad. Why would you kick your dad out of the house? Dowd insists that he has paid every penny on the mortgage, taxes, and insurance for the house and has the paperwork to prove it. He has even provided, he says, for his no longer doting daughter. He says she lived with him and he paid her expenses through college and law school. In my will, the house was going to go half to her and half to my son, he said. Well, I hope he changed that now. Dowd hobbles about the house now with a cane on bum knees. He's had one total knee replacement. The other knee is failing, and he says he has high blood pressure and a bad heart. If I could just have one hope and prayer, it's that at least we heal these wounds, my daughter and I, and end up as a family before I die, he said. An event that he fears might be hastened by his litigious daughter. It's practically killing me. It really is, Dowd said, brushing back tears. I told you it would kill my dad. This would kill my dad. Like the man who, you know, gave everything to his daughters. For one of them to take him to court and try and evict him from his house. I mean, this is a horrific thing to do. It's horrific. I mean, she has a right to do it. Clearly, if you have to go to if you can't resolve a dispute, the courts are the place to do that. But she won't accept the results of the trial court or the appeals court because let me look at the docket again. Hold on. Oh, did I close it? Shoot. No, wait, I have the documents up here. Let me see if I can get back to the docket on that. See if I can grab my history real quick. Where is it? Because I want to see the latest motion in this case. That's the way. Hold, please. Where the heck did the docket go? There it is. Haha. Oh, I gotta write down a case number so I can do the search again. Hold on. Oh shoot, why can't I go back? This is annoying. While I am looking for this, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe and support the show. Your donations are very much appreciated so that I can continue to bring you all of these stories that you like to hear about. Where the heck is it? All right, I guess I'm going to have to do the search again. It is the 11th District, no, 11th Circuit Court, Florida case search. I didn't save it in my history for whatever reason. All right, search, find cases, yes, and search. Local case number 2012. Sequence 044972. CA. Circuit Civil 01. I am not a robot. I am not a robot. All right. Let's see what the latest filing in this case was. All right, see the docket, 486. All right, the last filing was the order on October 28th. So is this, what is she doing? If it was appealed, I don't understand why this is still going on. If she lost at the trial court, and this appears to be the trial court docket, and then she appealed, why would the state court trial docket still be active? This is strange. Okay, let me see what else is on here. Let me share this so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Okay. This is the docket. Here's the order vacating in part and clarifying the order. So that was just on the 28th. On the, let's go back a little bit. To enter agreed order, finalizing. Okay, so they settled. They settled. And there's an order to it. And then there's attachments, exhibits, motion, plaintiff Kelly Hyman's motion to correct clerical error in judgment, which we read. We read the order that he issued. But I wonder how she managed to get him to issue this order after the settlement. This is weird, right? MG, are you still here? Isn't this strange? How did she even get him to do this? Because after you've settled, you shouldn't be able to get an order, you know, demanding to take away the First Amendment right of the other party and all the media. Anybody? MG must be gone. Did you leave? I have questions. Let's look at... Oh, here's an agreed order. Okay, so All right. To take down internet posting related to Kelly Hyman, Paul Hyman, Kaylee Hyman, Zachary Hyman. What came before that? So that was on November of 2020. Let's look at that. This is an agreed order. Let me open this and I'll switch over. I wonder if this is the same one we read or not. And what is an agreed? MG said, I'm not sure, but it would depend on the settlement agreement terms. Yeah. And I doubt that those are published. But let's look at the November order that was allegedly agreed order to take down internet posting related to Kelly and her husband. This cause came before the court on the settlement agreement of the parties in the court's order of August 21st, 2020. The court, being fully apprised in its premises, is hereby ordered and adjudged that within 5 days of the date of entry of this order, defendant Dowd and those acting at his direction shall remove from the internet and from all social media and from any other place in which Dowd has posted or is responsible for posting or was posted at his direction any references to all these people, the other litigants, including without limitation all text, websites, postings, photographs, and videos. That this order requires the taking down or deletion of any posting in private or public forum, including but not limited to websites, posts, videos, comments, Google ads relating to or mentioning blah, blah, blah. It shall apply. Oh, look, there's www.despicabledaughter.com. Does that connect to anything? Let's see if we despicabledaughter.com. God, how awful. Can you imagine if your dad ever made despicabledaughter.com? No, that one's been taken down. Should we go to the Wayback? Let's go to the Wayback Machine. See if we can find it. See, the internet is forever, Kelly. And unless you know somebody, let's see, at the Wayback Machine, which sometimes happens, like Taylor Lorenz was able to delete everything about her, it's going to be there for a long time. Despicabledaughter.com. Despicable is a good word for it. And maybe both of these people are despicable. I don't know. But but any daughter who does this to her own dad is pretty despicable to me. Wayback Machine has not archived that URL. Let me see. I have one other thing I can try. No. I guess we could try archive. Not seeing it on the way back. Let's try the archive. That's going to take a little bit to load. So we'll go back. Avariciousadulteress.com. Whoo, what? Shamefulproductions.com, phonyhyman.com, mayorsdaughter.com, kelly.hyman.wtf, www.tragicmess.com, sinsofsouthbeach.com, news ID, shamefulproductions.com. There's something on BitChute. Oh, I would be shocked if that got taken down. Let's see. I would be shocked because BitChute doesn't take anything down. They don't respond to any of these kinds of, let's try this URL. They don't respond to these kinds of requests. BitChute is very free speech friendly. By the way, speaking of free speech, those of you who are going to tune into Tuesdays with Tug tonight at 8 p.m., make sure that you have a Rumble subscription. And no, Rumble does not cost any money. Please go and make sure you subscribe to Rumble because, oh yeah, BitChute took it down too. No way. Unbelievable. They could have got the user to take it down. BitChute wouldn't take it down itself. Make sure that you have a Rumble account though, and you're following my account because it's very likely that we will do most of the show on YouTube, but the very last part of it, we're going to switch over to Rumble exclusive because the information that we have is going to be for Rumble only because I am having difficulties with YouTube right now and I have to be extra careful. But that is not going to stop me from reporting the facts of the What the Hell's case and the weirdos surrounding it. Roslyn, phrasing. It is not called Tuggin' Tuesdays.
Phrasing?
So yeah, please go to Rumble. Megan Fox Investigates on Rumble. The mods can probably give you the Rumble link. And make sure that you are subscribed, because we will do a Rumble exclusive last hour of the show. All right. Shameful Productions, BitChute, DocShare Tips, Kelly Hyman eviction notice, fraudonthecourt.blogspot.com. And, okay, so it seems like these may have been websites he had something to do with, and he agreed to take them down. So that's why we wouldn't find them, because this is the agreed order. The judge appears to have then redid this order to include all the other media that wasn't connected to him who reported on this case. That was a big mistake. All right. It seems like birds of a feather flock together. Judge Paul Hyman's wife, attorney Kelly Hyman, is tied up in a nasty legal battle with her father, former Miami Beach Mayor Alex Dowd. She's trying to take away his house and evict him. Here is a website that details the whole tragic drama. It's a very good read, tragicmess.com. She wanted that particular comment taken down. Twitter.com, despicable daughter. So there was a Twitter page too. And then something on Google, a Google search maybe? Looks like Google searches, dailymotion.com, mayor's daughter. Look at all these links. Look, I'm just telling you, if my kid did this to me, I'd make a bunch of websites like this too. I would. Yeah, MG, I figured that out. Those are likely his sites and his posts. Yeah. But I'd fight back. I'd fight back too, because this is nuts. And I'd cut her out of my will. All right. Further ordered in a judge that within 10 days of being furnished a copy of this order, any internet-related services, internet service provider, host provider, and or search engine shall remove it. He can't order search engines around. The judge has no jurisdiction over Google. A Florida state judge cannot tell search engines what to do. Remove and cause to be removed from any site, including websites themselves and all URLs and links, even if they change all statements, posts, social media, or videos or documents related to directly or indirectly to this lawsuit and or Kelly Hyman, Paul Hyman, and the kids, and any website or posting defamatory slander or any statements against Kelly Hyman. How did she get this judge to do this? On the internet, television, radio, print, or any other forms of media, including but not limited to the sites. Remove and cause to be removed any derogatory references to this bitch, including but not limited to any reference to Hyman as an adulteress, blackmailer, whore, despicable liar, and or any derogatory and or negative comment about Kelly Hyman. Remove or cause to be removed any derogatory reference to Paul, and calling him prenup Paul. Too bad, Paul. You're prenup Paul now and forever. And any judicial complaint and or any derogatory complaint about him, including but not limited to any alleged misconduct. So, guys, you're not allowed to talk about any alleged misconduct by a former federal judge. All right, so this is all pretty much the same as the other order, except in the other one, he included members of the media. So it looks like this is... So that was the original one in 2020. Let's see. Let's go back to the docket. See what happened after that. Trying to figure out what happened after that. So that was back in November. It's funny this didn't really hit the news until just now because he changed it at some point and included the media. So nobody cared when it was just the websites that they were agreeing to take down. You know, the ones that her dad had something to do with. So there was that we just read, which was November 3rd of 2020. Then there was an order denying a motion to compel. I don't know what that was about. I don't really want to read that right now. Then there was a motion to enter the agreed order, and then they finalized the settlement. So they were all in agreement on that. They agreed to that takedown, to the takedowns of the websites he had something to do with. They finalized the settlement. And then, okay. And that was in 2020. And then she doesn't go back to court for 4 years. Oh my God. She doesn't go back to court for 4 years. So from 2020, then she goes back to court on January 24th of 2024, and she files a motion to correct a clerical error in the judgment order. Let's see what that is, because that's the one that everybody got pissed off about. Hold on, I got to download this and open it. All right, let's go back over there. 900 of you here. How many people hit the like button? If your fingers are not broken, if your thumbs are in good shape and they move around like this, you have no excuse not to hit that like button. You can like this stream, you can love this stream, but you must actually hit that like button for it to count. Please help the algorithm, because I've been gone for a week, and yeah, this month was going to be like a record month, and now it got screwed. So please do. Slug Entertainment, thanks for the 5. Take the last of my food money. But I'm Latino and feisty, and I fight with my family, but I would never be this malicious against them. This is evil. Yeah, isn't it terrible? And by the way, Slug, even if it's the last of your food money, I actually feel good about that. Normally, I don't like taking people's ramen money, but you should be kept very far away from food. Your cooking skills are terrifying, and you need your parents to make you things, okay? Or you need to order takeout. But since you're sending me your food money, just ask your parents to make you some chicken nuggies, because you, my friend, should stay far away from any cooking scenario. Scrambled pancakes are disgusting. Tracy Wilden became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den. Thank you so much. It's weird in here, but you will get used to it. Everybody does. All right, let's see. Slug Entertainment says you're going to see more cooking this Thursday. Jesus, no. Oh my God, no. What are you cooking this time? It's going to be terrible. Whatever it is going to be terrible. Would you please clean that table before you do any cooking? Mama Megan says clean that table because it's gross. Tim Fox, this is funny, says Megan who burned water. All right, this is funny. I have to tell you this story. So just this weekend, and when that happened, I left a kettle of water on the stove, and I went to I turned it off. I thought I turned it off and went upstairs. It did get turned off. You know the dials that you have to like click it to the off? Well, when I clicked it that way, it looked like it was off, but it didn't click. And so it stayed on, and that's when the stove broke, because it burned and destroyed my stove. So just this weekend, I go downstairs, and my husband was home. I go downstairs and I see a bright red burner on the stove. And I'm like, but there's no pot on it. I'm like, what the heck? And I look at the stove, and sure, this is a new stove. The same exact thing. It's just barely not turned off. And so I turned it off, and I knew it was Mr. Fox who had been heating up soup. And so I got to tell him, by the way, you left the stove on. He was like, what? I'm like, mm-hmm. Remember that thing I did with the tea kettle? You did the same thing. He was like, I did? It was fun. It was funny because, he doesn't ever make mistakes like that. But he did. These are the things that in a 24-year marriage really get you going. Aha! You do it too. It didn't break the stove though, because he had the smarts to remove the pot from the burner. Okay. I may have burned water, but I'm a very good cook. All right, here we go. I don't need that. Okay, this would be her motion to correct the clerical error in the judgment order. We're trying to figure out what happened here. Plaintiff, buying through undersigned counsel, files this motion to correct clerical error in judgment order 4 years after the first one. 1. This motion is made pursuant to this procedure, or Civil Procedure 1.540. On or about November 3, 2020, the parties entered into an agreed order, which was intended to accomplish the goals of a voluntary settlement between the parties. As part of that agreement, the defendant was required to take steps necessary to remove from the internet certain disparaging information which he had published, either directly or through third parties. A true and correct copy of the order is attached as Exhibit A. The order contained a list of website and URL addresses intended to remove all of the disparaging information. However, the order included broader language, which made it clear that the intent of the parties was to have all such material removed. Well, then why didn't she bring that up in 2020? Why did she wait 4 years? Why did she wait 4 years to do that? See Exhibit A, page 2 of 7, second paragraph. All told, there were approximately 25 web locations which contain the offending materials. Recently, while engaging in a job search, the plaintiff came across the disparaging material on the internet in locations in which it should have been removed pursuant to the agreed order. Oh my God, Kelly, you couldn't just leave things. You couldn't leave well enough alone. You got everything you wanted. You got all those websites taken down, but you had to have the 6 or 7 news articles that no one had read taken down. And now, because you did that, you're going to be trending on Twitter. And now everyone's going to know about the story that nobody knew about. This is unbelievable. On or about January 19th, 2024, while the plaintiff was attempting to have the material removed, she was advised by staff at Google that the content could not be removed from the following internet locations because they were omitted from the order. Yeah, they weren't there. The Miami Herald, Reason.com, CBS News. Oh my God, the chutzpah of this woman that she thinks she can tell CBS News and Reason.com and Miami Herald what to do is incredible. Conlinpa.com, the Daily Mail, more Miami Herald, therealdeal.com, Alcatraz, and some of these, Justia.com. Oh my God, law.justia.com. Oh my God. Get out of town. What? What? I can't believe this.
This will get awkward.
I bet this Justia.com does this link to anything? Let's see if it's still up. Oh, let's see what this is. Oh my God, because Justia.com, all they do is publish court documents. Look at this. Look at what this is. Look at what she wanted taken down. What an absolute bitch this woman is. She's got to be out of her mind. She's out of her mind. And that's my opinion, Kelly. It is not defamatory to call you, to say that I think you're a bitch, because this is nonsense. And you don't care about the First Amendment at all. What kind of lawyer doesn't care about the First Amendment? What kind of TV commentator doesn't care about the First Amendment and wants news articles taken off the internet? Look at what this is. This is the opinion of the District Court of Appeals. She tried to get this taken down off Justia.com. Wow. So she's trying to hide the fact that she lost the appeal and the trial court judgment. This is incredible. She doesn't want us reading this appeal. How many pages is it? It's only 7. Should we read it? Because Kelly doesn't want us to read it. I think we should probably read it. Can I make this bigger? It's too small. Ah, there we go. She did not want the appellate decision that anybody could get to be read or seen. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't know if I'm going to read all 7 pages, but I will just read the analysis. Let's do that. We affirm the final decree in all respects. We write only to address Hyman's argument that the extensive remedies decreed by the trial court are somehow beyond the permissible scope of remedies authorized by Chapter 86. First, we note that the trial court provided the precise declaration sought by Hyman in her complaint, to wit, a declaration of the ownership structure of the corporation. While the result was not what Hyman had hoped for, it can hardly be argued that the trial court did not accomplish the very task for which Hyman employed Florida's Declaratory Judgment Act. We already read that part. It was in the article. Yeah. Wow. So I'm floored by this. I'm floored. Interestingly enough, the trial court judge did not include this link in his order, his unlawful order. He was at least smart enough to know he cannot censor an appellate court ruling. Jeez. All right, I got to hurry along because there's stuff about Judge Rebull we've got to read. I want to get to the robing room. All right, but let me get back over to what we were reading. Hold on. I wasn't counting on going back through the docket, but I wanted to see how the hell this even happened. And now we know she just couldn't leave well enough alone. She had to have, I imagine Laura Owens will do something like this. I imagine that she will continue to try after years and years to get everything taken down that has been written about her. All right, so here's more. Daily Mail, law.com, reason.com, Daily Mail, Real Deal. Okay, wow. The purpose of Rule 1.540 is to provide an exception to the rule of absolute finality by allowing relief under a limited set of circumstances. I don't think the rule is intended, though, to destroy the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Bank of New York Mellon v. Condominium. The rule is liberally construed in favor of facilitating decisions on the merits, blah, blah, blah. She's calling it an accidental slip or omission by the judge. Here, the substance was to remove all offending material. Yeah, except you can't violate the First Amendment rights of the media. Like, that's just ridiculous. And then this judge actually did it. Oh my God. He actually did it. It's insane. All right, let me get back to my thing here. So we read the CPS article she wanted taken down. We will skip. There are some good pictures in the Daily Mail one. I want to look at some of the pictures, but we're not going to read the entire thing because I don't have time. And I have, we really need to get to the robing room and read the reviews of Judge Rebull because they're hilarious. Okay. And then I got to go because I have appointments I need to get to. Okay. Disgraced former Miami Beach mayor fights to stop his own daughter evicting him from $1 million home. This would be in 2014. They did not take it down. So good for the Daily Mail. So here's some pictures. We know the story. We don't really need to read it again. This would be a much younger picture. She's much older now, of this greedy, ungrateful kid and her dad. And this is the house. And pictures of her dad with Muhammad Ali, pictures of her and her dad. Oh my God, he claims he spent over $1 million on his legal defense. Huh. Wow. Okay, so there's that. That's one of the articles that the judge thinks we shouldn't be allowed to read. And let's see, photo of Judge. Yeah, let's go to Judge Rebull and find out what he's about. This is one of the only pictures I could find of him. He's younger than I thought he would be. I figured a judge who would do this would be some older guy that doesn't understand the internet. So you have even less excuse, Thomas Rebull. What the hell, man? You look younger than me. You should have a better understanding of the internet and how things are forever on the internet. Let's go to the robing room. Now, if you don't know what the robing room is, it's a place where people, the public and attorneys can go to leave reviews of judges. All right, let's see what others have said. Now, you can take these as, sometimes people use this as retaliatory and sometimes they're accurate. And it's hard to know because it's basically like Yelp for judges. But I like reading them because I think it gives us good insight into what's going on in his courtroom. All right, we have a 1-star rating here from a litigant. Says, this is the worst judge ever. A total disgrace. He ordered foreclosure on a property for millions of dollars on no written waiver of non-monetary default, without asking or even reading basic question, were there a written default notice and notice to cure as provided in loan documents? Without a notice of default, how can someone get a written waiver? Common sense. We are losing our property due to this judge's ruling of $10 million in non-monetary default, a 25% interest on $9 million loan. Total $19.2 million. This is also on a rushed summary judgment motion without looking into facts and giving a fair trial. He is easy to be manipulated by a crooked lawyer who knows how to lie and play with his ego. We talked to 10 good lawyers and all unilaterally said, what the fuck this judge is thinking? Does not even know basic principle of law. We are writing, and then it was redacted. Something was redacted by the editors here. We are writing to the governor of what a bad person is in his courthouse. Unbelievable and totally absurd. Now, this is going to be a precedent in Florida that people can go back and charge millions of dollars in non-monetary default and grab one's property. I want to just buy this judge's loan on his house and then foreclose on his home years later and throw him out based on his own precedents or one of his family members. Then he will understand. Hope God gives him sense to understand what he has done. If you are in this courtroom by mistake, you are screwed. God bless. That was posted in 2023 in August. Here's another litigant, not rated, wants to be fair, but can't help succumbing to manipulation by wily attorneys. When he realizes he's been manipulated, but does not retract, most likely out of shame. And this was posted in November of 2020. A criminal defense lawyer posted the next one, gave him 1 star, said he does not have the intellectual capacity to be a judge. I could have told you that based on his order. He makes up his mind before trial, then simply rules in that party's favor and will simply state that he grants judgment for that party. He makes no rulings during a trial, makes no findings of fact, and he gives no explanation for his decisions. He is nothing but a corrupt judge. And that was in 2020. Then we have a civil litigation private. A litigant here gave him 6 stars and says he has the talent and ability to be a good judge. As others indicate, however, he is biased, vindictive, and result-oriented. A real case of black robe fever. Well, then why would you give him 6 out of 10 stars? That's probably a mistake. Another litigant did not rate him, but left this comment. This man is an embarrassment to judging. In a civil defamation suit, he literally flirted with a female witness and subsequently punished the plaintiff's attorney for questioning her too strongly. He also revealed a level of racism that was unfathomable. And again, these are people who have been in his courtroom, allegedly, and these are the things they say they saw. We can't verify it, but it's fun to read anyway. He played favorites in this case and literally had the other side tell him exactly what to do. Astonishing. Seems like he sides with the defendants when they have money and power. He is a stain on Florida justice, and if I could do more than just write a complaint, I would actively campaign against him. Here's another one, a 2.4 rating by a civil litigant. One of the worst judges on the bench. I've been practicing for 20 years. This is a lawyer. I've been practicing for 20 years, and I've seen them all. Rude, arrogant, biased, completely inflexible, except when he plays favorites, a real psycho. Even if you have a court reporter, he fails to make a clear-cut ruling and states, for all the reasons stated in the record with court reporter ABC. He does this to muck up the record and get back at you for bringing in a court reporter. Vindictive and unfair. Oh yeah, and very anal and a stickler on the rules when he wants to stick it to you, especially the plaintiffs. Vote him off the bench. Now, you guys, there are so many more of these. We're going to keep reading them, but I'm just telling you, on the robing room, it's usually very unusual to find more than 1 or 2 or 3 ratings, and he's got a lot. Here's one not rated. The worst judge in the 11th district. Dishonored Judge Rebull should be removed from the bench. I'm personally going to make sure he is not reelected. He was never elected by the voters. Rick Scott is his personal friend and gave him the job. He took my property from me. My property was paid. He's ignorant and rude. He will not hold his job for much longer. I'm in the process of collecting signatures to remove him from the bench. He ruined my life and the life of many other homeowners. Here's a criminal defense lawyer who gives him a 6.4 rating out of 10. Although he comes across as respectful, this judge is arrogant. So why give him 6 stars? As the other reviewers stated, this judge is pro-bank and pro-business when it comes to the powerhouses. This is especially so with the powerhouse law firms, as they get the red carpet treatment. For a foreclosed homeowner, he won't grant sale cancellations. He is also a stickler for the rules. Don't piss him off, as that will be even worse for the litigant. Best to go into his courtroom with a court reporter. Why doesn't his courtroom have a court reporter? Why do you have to hire your own? That seems like a bad idea. Here's another by an attorney, 1 star. Worst judge I've ever encountered, very unfair to homeowners. Fails to look at evidence, and he should not be allowed to work as a judge. Here's a litigant, not rated. I hope and pray that this arrogant judge changes his ways. Judge Rebull, you make it so obvious that you like banks. It makes me sick. This is what you do. 1, rule in banksters' favor most of the time. 2, smile and even speak in a very nice tone to banksters' attorneys. 3, request made by banksters' attorney always granted. 4, help banksters' attorneys in their litigation strategy against the homeowners facing foreclosure by suggesting various legal ways to plead the foreclosure case. Help and more help for bank attorneys. Boy, that sounds like Judge Grudge, giving legal advice from the bench, litigating from the bench, as I call it. Dislikes homeowners' attorneys. His demeanor and tone of voice is totally different. He won't give you the time of day. When asked to explain his nonsensical decisions, he always responds, respectfully declined. How are we supposed to defend ourselves when Rebull won't explain how he arrived at a decision? A nice way to rule for banks without having to explain the unjust, unfair, illegal, humiliating decision. Judge Thomas Julian Rebull, you need to go and work for Ackerman or other foreclosure mill. Wow. Here's a criminal defense attorney, gives him a 3-star rating. Arrogant and anal to a fault. Sides with defendants, just terrible. Criminal defense lawyer, rating 3 stars. Please investigate why, oh why, he loves banksters so much. Foreclosure defendants, forget about it if you get Rebull. Nothing makes him happy. Nothing will do. He is unfair to homeowners. Wow, how many people need to say this? Court staff. Here's one from court staff. Gives him a 1-star rating. I can't stand this judge. He is known as Mr. Attitude. Friendly as hell to banksters. Better pray if you are on foreclosure, you don't stand a chance with Rebull. Wow. We're still not done. Criminal defense lawyer, 2.2. 2.5 stars. Conflict of interest with Ackerman Centerfit, yet he hears those foreclosure cases. Mr. Attitude, friendly beyond belief to foreclosure attorneys on behalf of banks. If you are a homeowner facing foreclosure, you don't stand a chance with Judge Thomas Julian Rebull. Might as well kiss it goodbye. Litigant, 1 star. Judge Thomas Julian Rebull shouldn't be allowed to hear cases where Ackerman Centerfit lawyers represent mortgage foreclosure cases. Before he was appointed to the bench by Florida Governor Rick Scott, his law partner and many of his staff went to work for Ackerman LLC. He will grant most motions filed by Ackerman lawyers and even offer to help as to how to prosecute the foreclosure cases. We don't trust Judge Rebull. He has 2 faces, one for the homeowners and a free-for-all for Ackerman lawyers. Where is the JQC, the judicial, what is it? The judicial, it's the oversight committee, when you need them. Rebull has a huge conflict of interest when it comes to Ackerman LLC attorneys, and he should recuse himself from hearing these cases, or better yet, he should be investigated ASAP. Here's one from an attorney, 2.8 stars. Extremely arrogant, and even though he likes to come through as being respectful, he is totally the opposite. He is 100% pro-bank financial institutions and large state Florida law firms. If you happen to be a homeowner facing foreclosure, forget about Judge Rebull. He will rule against you 90% of the time. And if you dare ask why or for his opinion, he will respond. The court respectfully declines to offer an opinion. So you are left with nothing. Now, if you're a big law firm or a financial institutions bank, he will be as nice as he can be. I was hoping that since he is a minority judge, that he was going to be more compassionate towards poor middle-class defendants. He is? He looks like a white guy to me. Didn't he look like a white guy to you? Let me look at him again. He doesn't look like a minority. He's a white guy. I think. Oh, shit. I just accidentally closed my... Hold on. I have to open that up again. I didn't mean to close that down. I got to open that up. Please hold. Yeah, he looks like every white guy I've ever seen. I don't think he's a minority, but I could be wrong. Maybe he's Hispanic, but Rebull does not appear to be. I don't think that's a Hispanic name. All right, here's where we were. Forget about it. Okay, wait. I was hoping that since he's a minority judge, he would be more compassionate. Well, I was dreaming. No matter what you do or how much work you put into your case, forget about it with Rebull. Here's another attorney, 8.4. Limited time in front of him so far, but he seems capable, engaged, and patient. Reads motions and responses, listens to your arguments, and plays devil's advocate to gauge your grasp of the legal issues. Be prepared when you argue in front of him, and he should rule fairly, but time will tell. And that was in 2015. A lot of these came after that. That was the oldest one. That's the last one. So the newer ones are all, oh my God, this guy is terrible. Okay, so Heiss Marca says Rebull is a Spanish name, so he might be Hispanic. Okay. Yep. All right, what else do we have? We have one more thing to get to. And this is funny. So Judge Paul Hyman is on YouTube. Yes, he is. Open a new tab. Is this I have to please hold while I get through a YouTube ad. I hate YouTube ads. But please watch them because, I forgot to monetize the stream. That was dumb. I should go do that. Oh, there's another ad? Holy crap. Oh, please. Let me open the YouTube studio and turn on the monetization. There we go. I always forget to do that. My God, these ads are so long, but make sure you watch them. All right, here we go. This has got to be the last one. Oh, here we go. All right, this is Paul Hyman.
Fault.
This is Paul Hyman. Former judge. This is Kelly's husband. How he ever got around to coming in contact with a Hyman is a mystery.
I'd like to discuss judicial complaints. First, let me make it perfectly clear. I strongly believe in the First Amendment, which protects the right of free speech.
Really? Really? Do you though, prenup Paul? Because you had a judge write an order to have all derogatory statements about you, including a silly nickname, taken offline. Do you believe in the First Amendment? Look at this hairline. Oh, Lord. This is another, it's not Hare Island. It's like the parting of the Red Sea. Except it's very sparse. This is, again, just shave it off, Paul. Just shave it off. This is terrible. Look at the split down the middle. What are we calling this? It's like I don't even know. It's almost like a waterfall or like a spout, a fountain in the middle of a pond. It's terrible.
It's one of our privileges that separate us from most other countries. However, the First Amendment does not protect people from faults and misleading statements which are made about them, especially on the internet?
There's no especially on the internet. It just doesn't protect people from false or defamatory statements anywhere. Not especially on the internet. There's nothing special about the internet. It's just like a newspaper. The reverse mohawk comb over. Yeah. So interestingly enough, though, it does protect you. The First Amendment does protect me, though, for calling you prenup Paul. And it also protects me if I want to call your wife a grasping, grifting, greedy, entitled. What would be a good word for her? I mean, she's entitled, she's greedy, she's backstabby. I can say all those things because that's my personal opinion. And you can think it's false, but that's my opinion. You have a different opinion. You can think she's wonderful, but I think she's nasty. And if you have a problem and you think something's defamatory, you don't go to a judge and have the judge issue a takedown order. You have to go and sue somebody for defamation. You got to go sue all those media outlets. You didn't want to do that.
Which is what?
He has a mustache on top of his head, says Rogue Mama. Yes, he does. Oh my God, hold on. Hold on. We have to, if you can't see the mustache, I'm going to help you. We got to make it, let's make it black. Wait. Okay, dark green is good enough. Is our line big enough? Oh, no, no. We don't want that. How did that get there? There. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Here's the mustache. We have a mustache on top of his head. This is great. Make sure you support the show. You're not going to get content like this on Core TV. I'll tell you what. You will not get content like this anywhere else on Earth. All right, let's let that play now. I don't want to close it. I just want to hide the controls. And yeah, wait. I can't. Oh, crap. What did I do? No, Megan. Hold on.
Widely viewed by the public.
That's the wrong one.
How does someone respond to these false statements, especially a public figure such as a judge? With judge, it is a very difficult issue because we have no real forum to respond to these false statements. In addition, judges are bound by the ethics rules and requirements of professionalism, which restrict how they can respond to such false statements.
Like a villain mustache on top of his head.
For federal judges within the 11th Circuit, there is a formal procedure that has been established when someone wishes to file a complaint about a judge.
I wonder if I can move it.
The procedure is generally a 3-step process. First, the person files a written complaint with the chief judge of the 11th Circuit. The second step is that the chief judge then reviews the complaint, and he or she has the ability to investigate whether there are any facts in dispute. Third, the chief judge then decides first whether to dismiss the complaint because it has no merits after finding there are no undisputed facts. Secondly, the judge can determine that the judge against whom the complaint has been lodged voluntarily acts to resolve the issue.
There we go. It's mustache head.
Third thing that the chief judge can do is conclude that intervening facts have transpired that makes taking any action unnecessary. And fourth, determine that there is cause to refer the matter to a special committee to conduct additional investigation and conduct a formal hearing. These formal procedures can be found at a link at the 11th Circuit. I'm just summarizing them generally. Now, there are 3 types of complaints generally that are made against judges.
Uh-oh.
The first type are complaints concerning the merits of a judge's ruling.
Shit.
These are generally resolved with a ruling by the chief judge that the complaint should be dismissed because the appropriate
Damn it.
remedy is for the complaining party
right,
to
hold on.
appeal the judge's decision.
All right. Okay. All right. Yes, a mustache on top of his head. Absolutely. Fix his surprised eyebrows. All right. I have to reload that page because it froze on me. Wouldn't you love to see a judge's order ordering me to take down this video of me drawing on his head? Wouldn't that be funny? That would be great. Oh, and a monocle. That's a great idea. We're missing a monocle. Wait, okay. I have to reload. Present. Share screen. A monocle. Oh, God.
Disputed facts. These
All right.
complaints are also dismissed
Wait.
by the chief judge.
There we
The
go.
third type of complaint, which are very, very rare, are those of the most serious
Eyebrows.
nature that require a referral to the special committee to
He's
investigate
moving
and
too much.
conduct a further hearing.
Hold on.
Of course, a dismissal of complaint does not
All right, let's get him looking at the camera. This is the part where my haters are going to say she's so juvenile. She's drawing on people's faces. It's so juvenile. Here, this is a good one. This is a good one. We'll stay right here, and we don't want to listen to him anyway, do we? I mean, we don't want to listen to his silly. All right, so we have the mustache on the head. Yeah. See, the ability to be juvenile, though, and to mock and ridicule people who deserve it is very American, and I'm very American. I can't help myself. I have a rebel spirit, unlike Judge Rebull, who really should because he has a name that sounds like it. Okay, we've got the mustache on the head. His eyebrows are just like, he like has half eyebrows. We're going to fix those. I like the arch, though. The arch is good. All right, we got the monocle. Here we go. Little monocle. We need actually, I think we need to make that. Yeah, no, black's okay. We'll just make a gold chain that goes down. So let's see. We need like a gold color. Let's see if I can find that'll do. And just have like a little chain. Actually, I need like dots, I think. I feel like dots might work out better, but I don't really know how to work this drawing app. So we'll just do like a little chain link. Little chain going down. Here we go. The monocle. Where does the monocle chain end? Where does the monocle, does it go into like a pocket or something? Here, we'll just put like a little attachment on his lapel. There we go. It's attached to the lapel. This is mustache, hair, monocle. Maybe the monocle should be gold. Let's just make it gold. There we go. I like gold. His mustache is a little sparse. I think he needs some help filling it in. It's a little, I don't know. It's a little naked. Let's do brush width. I think we could make it a little smaller. Let's see. Just fill in the gaps here. You know, it should be the same shape as the one on his head. That's what we need. That's what he needs to do. He needs to have a mustache that matches the head shape, the hair shape. This is Your Honor, this woman on YouTube who purports to be a journalist, who calls herself a journalist, drew a mustache on my head. And I don't like it, and I want you to issue an order to make her stop. Oops, that's too thick. Darn it. Wouldn't you love to read that order? There we go. That's nice and thick. Okay. That's what he needs. He needs the same kind of mustache on his face that is on his head. Now he looks French. and a mole. Okay. There. All right, let me check out the chat. Mary Maldonado throws professionalism out the window. Professional. Let's get to some of your super chats. Unhung Hero, thanks for the 2. Foxes are hard on stoves. K-Dubs gifted 10 Megan Fox memberships. Wow, welcome all of you who got those. K-Dubs, thank you so much. That is so generous of you. I appreciate that very much. Arthur Kipling, thanks for the 5. Appreciate you. K-Matt Red Queen, thanks for the 10. Rebull lost re-election on August 18th, 2020, but DeSantis appointed Rebull to fill vacancy. Boy, is DeSantis bad at this judge appointing thing. So bad. And started again in October 2011 in the 11th Circuit Court. Well, DeSantis made a bad mistake yet again. He also appointed Judge DeThomasis. Mama Lori became a new YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den, Mama Lori. It is strange in here, but eventually you'll get used to it. Rogue Mama, thanks for the 2. I mustache you. Why you are such a knob knocker. I mustache you? I mustache you. I mustache you. Why are you such a knob knocker? Prenup Paul. What a hairdo. It almost looks like a bow on the top of his head. The Wilborn says, no. Erase the mustache. All right. Well, what do you want me to do? You don't. Oh, wait, that didn't work. This is I'm supposed to be erasing. Nope. It's still set on. What is this? No, those are dots. How come my eraser doesn't work? I can't erase it. Now I wrecked it. The eraser function doesn't work. I wonder why. Now I've screwed up the... Okay, we'll just make it bigger. That's all. We'll just make it like a handlebar. There we go. Wait, I'm on the wrong one. No! What are you doing? Megan. There we go. We'll just give him a there we go. Your Honor, she drew a handlebar mustache on me, and I don't have a handlebar mustache. This is clearly defamatory and misleading. Debbie says he needs a Clitler mustache. I don't think I can say that word. All right. You people want to see different things. Now I have to just back up because I can't erase. Let's see if we can. Oh, no, too big. Too big. No, it's going to get rid of the monocle, unfortunately, I think. Oh, no, here we go. Okay. There we go. Wait, but then we have to... But then we have to get rid of this, the rest of it. Let's see if I can match his skin color. How do I, there we go. Yeah, that's what we want. All right, let's get rid of the mustache over here. We'll get rid of this over here. There we go. How's that? Is that better? Hyman and Clitler. They should form their own law firm. Hyman and Clitler. Yes. Hyman and Clitler. Esquire. Your Honor, she told her audience that I should open a law firm called Hyman and Clitler. All right, listen, you guys all have suggestions for this drawing, but I'm going to need them in super chat form because I've missed an entire week of work. So I'm going to need your suggestions for more drawings in super chat form or Cash App or Venmo. Chris Clemens, thanks for the 20. You are now my favorite chatter. To help make up for the week of income the bad people stole from you. Come on, folks. Throw in that breadstick money you would have given her this last week. Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. I not only had like family stuff going on, but like I've been I've got that warning on my account still. They're still reviewing it on YouTube because of alleged harassment and bullying. Someone's going to say this is harassment and bullying. Watch. This federal judge, by the way, YouTube team, if you're reviewing this, a federal judge does not get a pass from American citizens to not draw mustaches on his face. He does not get a pass. Ellie Fett says, ZZ top beard, let's go. Thanks for the $2 super chat. You got it. You got it. All right, we got to change the color then and we got to go back to the black. Back to black. Here we go. ZZ top. All right, let me think about this for a second. We got to, okay, so that's going to be our guide, but we got to go down quite a ways. Actually, the ZZ top beard is like very bushy. We'll put some gray in it too when we get, because the black is not showing up so good on his shirt. His suit is a little dark for the ZZ top beard. God, why didn't I do this in the beginning of the show? This is much funnier. Let's give him a little gray. We're going to have to change yeah, okay. Little gray in the beard, maybe a piece of food. All right. He looks Amish. Smoky Cat says he looks Amish. I'll tell you what he looks like. He looks like a guy who doesn't value free speech at all, which is why he should be poked fun of ruthlessly. I don't like the ZZ top beard. It's not giving me the effect that I really like, because with a Clitler mustache, it doesn't really go. Oh, devil horns. Maybe. We'll see. Brandis Abercrombie, thanks for the 20. You are too funny. I appreciate you so much. Elephant says, make him a blonde going gray. Okay, so blonde hair. Okay. All right. Hold on. This is... no, that's green. Here we go. He's got these like wispy, weird hairs over here. Just shave your head, man. We say this all the time to the judges and lawyers who are in front of courtrooms all the time. Like, just like, stop fighting it. You're going bald. Like Judge Carroll would say. Some might say, I have an island of hair. But really, I have an island of hair in a sea of baldness. God, he was funny. All right, there you go. Blonde hair going gray. Oh, the mole got removed. Hold on, because I was trying to go back and redo the mustache. Hold on, I'll put the mole back. There. That's like a Marie Antoinette mole. Okay. All right. The super chats are coming in fast and furious. You guys want more art. K-Mat Red Queen, thanks for the 5. Did you appeal to international YouTube? They are smarter. No, I haven't, but I will if they don't get back to me soon. Hey, Joe, thanks for the super sticker. Appreciate you. Elephant, chat wants unibrow action. Oh, that's brilliant. Yes. Of course. What was I thinking? Of course we need unibrow. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is great. Little Frida Kahlo here with the arches over here. But we need a little bit, you know what? We need a little bit of like hairiness, like little random ones just kind of sticking out. Yeah, just like that. Oh, so good. So good. Okay. You got your unibrow. Now, Caroline B, thanks for the 5. Draw on different clothes. Can't make that beard stand out. All right. Okay. All right. Let's change the color of his jacket, shall we? To make this a little bigger. What color jacket? Well, you know, he's very clownish. So we should put him in some bright clothes. Let's try red. Let's try a red jacket. Here we go. Maybe not a jacket either. Let's put him in a jumpsuit, like a clown suit. Yes, that's a good idea. This will not be a jacket. We're going to have like a ruff and everything. It's going to be good. Okay, so here's the maybe like puffy sleeves, like a pirate, like a little bit of a puff sleeve. Yes. Yes. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this new wardrobe change. This is a good idea. This is a very good idea. All right. Your Honor, she put a clown suit on me on her YouTube on the internet, and I demand that it be taken down. I don't own a clown suit. I've never been a clown in my life. Despite the fact that I want to silence the internet from calling me disparaging names and talking about my very public case that my wife brought against her husband because she's an ungrateful child. Not her husband, her father. You know, I don't think anybody should talk about me, Your Honor, because I am above reproach. I am like a king, like a, you know, like an old-timey governor whose house had to be ransacked by the Sons of Liberty because I was just, you know, issuing edicts and things, taxing too much shit. Like that. I'm like one of those guys. And I have no respect for the people's rights, and because I'm more important than them. You know what? That's what he needs. He needs a crown. I mean, the mustache is good, but we should probably give him like a little bit of a crown. Or a tiara, possibly, because he has a complex. So does his wife. Maybe we should bring her up here, too. You know, there's plenty of YouTube videos of her out there. Oh, man, I have to go soon, and I'm so sad that I have to go. Why did that just delete? I'm so sad that I have to go, because this is really, we're having fun now, aren't we? We're having fun now. All right, we got to hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. All right, we got the arm. All right, now I have a vision for this. My vision includes a frilly white collar. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yes, the frilly white collar. There we go. And polka dots of all different colors. Let's start with this color. Oh, now he looks like Santa's elf. Hold on. We have I shouldn't have picked red and green. That's okay. I'll fix that. Let's get some yellow. There we go. Yellow. Maybe some blue. Yep. This is exactly what needs to be done to anybody who decides that the First Amendment doesn't apply to them. The First Amendment absolutely does apply to you, Paul. Prenup Paul. All right, we're missing something. You know what we're missing? Since we've gone with the clown theme, we also need to give him a big red nose. All right, there we go. Like a naughty elf on the shelf. K-Dubs, thanks for the 5. It's fun watching Megan poke fun at the Hymans.
Phrasing?
I'm not poking anybody's hymen. Paul Palmer's Archer Homestead, thanks for the 2. Every girl's crazy about a sharp dressed man. He's looking De Niro-ish. Add a top hat and a cane. All right, a top hat and a cane. All right, but it's going to be a jaunty top hat because we don't want it to cover up the, and it's going to be red to match the suit. We don't want it to cover up the mustache hair. So I'm just going to put it on an angle going up this way, just a little one, like a little jaunty top hat. Oh, this is perfect. My God, this is perfect. I don't have time to do this to his wife, unfortunately. And she deserves it probably more than him. He's not the one who brought the suit, but he is an idiot because he's a federal judge who thinks that he can silence the internet. Heather, I'm sorry. You're going to have to go back and just watch the rest of the stream. You're going to have to watch it on the replay. All right, guys. That's it for me today. Thank you for your contributions to the show. I appreciate this. Photo Lady 12 says hair from his ears. All right, we can do that quickly. Hold on. I got to go, though. I got to go. Hair from the ears. All right, we got to make this smaller again. And oh, he actually does have hair coming out of his ears. You just can't see it in the picture. There we go. What is it with old guys and hair in the ears? It is like a problem, isn't it? All right, I need to check Cash App before I go. Just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Sometimes by the way, if you guys do send Cash Apps and Venmos, the notifications always take longer to come through. And then the show will be over and I'll get the notification afterwards. So I never mean to miss you guys, but sometimes it happens. Okay, we're clear on Cash App. We're good. All right. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. And if you want, you definitely go back and rewind. If you missed this, you're going to want to see the rest of it. You're going to want to see the rest of this because it was an outrageous stream and it was a lot of fun. All right, everybody, you take care. Tonight, I didn't mean to remove myself. I meant to make me bigger. Okay. I will be back tonight at 8 p.m. I will be on with Tuesday with Tug. Tonight, you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a laugh riot. Okay, we're going to do the evidence first in the What the Hell's case that Lynette said she had but never gave to anybody, and I have it all. And then we are going to do I'm going to set a super chat limit for this. I'm going to set a goal. And if you guys want it enough, we'll hit the goal and we will go exclusive on Rumble and show you our review of an incredible piece of new information that has come out about some of the hate channels. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And yes, Tug will be there. All right. What song shall I leave you with? Let's see. Well, I think I'm going with the new one because it's been a while. So I'm back, baby.
Guess who's back? Back again. Megan's back. Tell him I'm friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Fox is back. Hey, hey, hey. Fox is back. Hey, hey, hey. They created a monster. Did anybody think it would get any better? Stop her from speaking or leaking emails like contrails or entrails. Well, now back to reality. What that goes through and he can't see the truth and he won't clean up after he trashed his own rep and he hears his own rhapsody strike. He says gleefully, take her down easily. Won't give a fuck if she can't see her family. It's also dang simple, he thought. Mental cripple.
I'm back.
But guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Hey, hey. The fox is back.
You gotta be kidding me.
It was easy, report the free speech. It's not a reach for a guy that's sleazy. Who cares, it's not he with 6 mouths to feed. He hopes she bleeds and headlines lead with mac and cheese. My God, what sleeves. But guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? The fox is back. Hey, 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 hey. To misbehave. He can't stop the signal now. It's the principle. It's a free-for-all, not a dictatorship. With the flick of his wick that he dipped in his poison ink. Did he really think he could silence speech? He gotta think another thing. Cause guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Hey, hey. The fox is back. Hey, hey, hey. Fox is back, hey.